Hey folks, Quillian here, and welcome to another episode of a Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4 Together for Victory, except that we're not really together because I've left the Commonwealth because I'm a big jerk face, and God, it hurts me in my heart to have done that. But, you know, we had to mix things up, we had to try something different. So, Canada, we are in the North American alliance here with the United States, and, I mean, at some point we do have to make some plans to enter the war, but it's 1939, and now we're not on the Commonwealth timeline for joining into the war. We are on the American timeline for joining the war, which is going to be quite interesting. I have gone and we did set up a bit of a security garrison on the islands in the Pacific, because life will be a lot easier if we keep these. Because, remember, I'm not going to have a monstrous navy. Now, once the war starts, I might be able to do a bunch of lend-lease with the U.S., which will help pad out our military in a variety of different ways. But the Navy, in particular, is going to be something that we are not really going to have a lot of opportunity for. We're going to have to be dependent on the U.S. doing, the AI U.S. doing something vaguely intelligent, which, you know, counting on the AI for stuff is not particularly good. But if we can hold on to these islands, and certainly the Philippines as well, but at least the Philippines have got some things. If we can hold out to some of these forward islands, it's going to make our life a little bit simpler, because I will be able to mount invasion plans from here, even without, you know, doing anything too fancy. We'll just need a little bit of a token navy out over in the west over here. So these naval bases, for example, this is Japan, and so is this, right? The Marshall Islands? Yeah. We may have to take and secure these first before we can make any plans for the mainland, but I suspect that there's a good possibility we might be able to do some sort of sneak-in naval invasion over here. As far as Europe, I don't know. It'll be really interesting to see how it goes. Again, the German Reich is, we made it super powered over here, and they did seem to have pierced through the French lines. Finally, it took them a little while to do it, but they did do it. I mean, it's still early in the war. An early war for Germany is usually bad, but they are super powered, so that's going to help them a bit. I suspect they will be able to take French Commune over here, I should say, which is communist, but part of the Allies at this time. It'll be interesting to see once they fall. Anyway, case, we're going to continue to develop a wee bit of our infrastructure and see what we can do. The fall of Warsaw. Poland did not stand a chance. That's kind of, well, again, early. I had to schedule a little bit. I just want to check my ship stuff. Right, because we're doing the convoys right now. Let me go and, how do I get this to actually toggle? Because this is higher up in the queue, but it's still using this one. I'd have to, I suppose, cancel this line or something. Tell you what, we'll get to finish the convoy after this next one over here, and then we'll get to slowly start on a destroyer. It's still going to be pretty miserable, but it will be what it will be. Construction-wise here, we're finishing our last civilian factory over here, and then we're going to start a few military factories. We still have a few ideas that can give us a bit more production along the way, so we'll see. It is worth noting that just today, as of, oh, White Peace, Soviet Union, Finland, as of like a few hours ago, the official and proper patch 1.3 and Together for Victory came out, which included patch notes, which I've read through, and I was like, oh, okay, there's less hidden stuff in this patch note than I thought. There was like a huge block of, you know, improvements to the AI, which is, you know, sort of non-specific. We'll just see how it goes. But in terms of changes to the UI and various things, we'd sort of figured out or noticed most of it, so I think that'll be okay. German Reich claims Memel. The logistics company is done. We're still going at pretty high speed here, but I think that's going to be a good thing. It is 39. Might actually be worth getting a second engineer company, but I'm going to get the field hospital unlocked just so that we have the option of using that going forward. Wartime prices and trade board. Right, we're moving towards the Canada wheat board, which is going to be really handy to get a lot more factories up and running if we can. Get some resources over here. Polymer Corp is some synthetic factories. Okay, that's fine. Send the zombies. Yeah. Camp X was encryption, decryption methods. But yeah, if we can get, you know what? I think I should probably get the Halifax Shipyards next, because that's 3 extra shipyards. We're quadrupling our shipyard count, because I really need to get some destroyers out. I don't think we're ever going to get around to developing any heavy metal, but some destroyers for convoy protection and a little bit of intel in areas where we want to have a presence is going to be really handy. It'd be nice if, like, the U.S. built a really high level radar base over here, but I don't expect it. Escort carrier, see, it's not really, yeah. Okay, escort efficiency. Destroyer organization, escort efficiency. I think I'm going to keep going down this branch. Although now we're sort of starting to run low. If we're not building submarines or the big battle fleets, at this point, actually, it's possible that we'll get a doctrine discount for some of these things at some point. So maybe we'll hold off a little bit more. We've already got the troop transports, which is all I'm looking for. I think I'm going to hold off on the rest of the ships because I don't think it's very viable for us to do that. We could get the next level. Oh, that's factory repair. We could get more excavation over here. So we get more resources, a few more people may trade our stuff away. Oh, it's 39! I can actually start on the advanced machine tools, that's right. So we want higher production efficiency cap. Not that we've got that much production right now to cap, but it's still a very valuable tech that basically gives us 15% more output if we're not messing around with our production schedules too much. We're still only deploying out garrison units, that's fine. We've got modify government. Ship designer, research time, Pacific Fleet... So they all have the research time decrease, so we don't just want the generic one. I think what we're looking for is the Halifax Shipyard Limited. Screening elements, range, subdetection, speed, higher production cost, but that's okay. Pacific Fleet, like, it gives us more range to the screens, as well as the capital ships and all that, but we're really not going to have any of those. So I think here, which gives us the better sub-detection, the speed, and even more max range, is going to be the handiest for us, just with the idea of our destroyers out there. Now, screen, I assume that affects destroyers and light cruisers, even if they're not, screening capital ships. I believe that's the case, but actually I don't know 100%, so hopefully that's not wrong, but it's not the end of the world. Still, it gives us a discount for some of the naval stuff. Now, maybe I didn't need to prioritize that, but... German interest in Scandinavia. So, United States, what you doing? Giant wakes. That's interesting. What does that lead to? Changes your economy laws. Very good. Actually, we may have been able to do another economy tweak because of the high global tension. Maybe I should have done that. All right. So, yes, you're going to be producing a little bit more. That's good. All right. So, we got our wheat board thing, trade board. Now we're going to the wheat board. Or are we? This unlocks more factories faster. Getting more shipyards faster is also good. I think we're going to have to do this first. I think we do have to do this first. Requiring fewer consumer goods factories is just massive, and it's going to keep our infrastructure going. I do want more shipyards because I do want to be able to build those destroyers. Poland has capitulated. Actually held out for quite a few months over here. They've even got a couple more pockets, but there it is. Now the German Reich's going to be able to focus all of its energy on the western flank. There's still a little bit of a... Oh, Yugoslavia as well, with Italy in there. There's still a little bit of a landing spot here with the United Kingdom in Stettin. I don't think it's going to last. Naval rearmament. Well, it doesn't matter what you're doing, France. You're not going to be around long. Coastal Command. As the Soviet Union. Move industry to the Urals. Oh, no, you are in the war against the Axis. I forgot about that. That the war with the USSR started so early. Now, again, early war for Germany is not necessarily very good because they, haven't really gotten everything kick-started. But the Soviet Union in particular has a very late start. I was going to say, moving industry to the Urals, I think you can only do that once you're in a war. At war, yeah, that's what I thought. So, the Soviet Union really doesn't have a lot of industry at this point in the game, so it'll be really interesting to see how things shake out. Oh, okay. Germany declares war on the Netherlands. Also with Japan over here, which did officially join the Axis. Took them a little while. They didn't join the Axis right away. And I thought, wouldn't it be great if they went independent or did their thing where they found their own faction? Because that would have made them much more vulnerable to our own efforts, but it is not to be. It's worth noting one of the changes that's going to be kind of irrelevant to us in this patch is that you get a lot more war score from battles now and a lot less from taking provinces, which might actually hurt our ability to get a lot out of this war personally, because it's very easy for us to go and ninja a whole bunch of territory which is undefended because we can work around the AI and exploit some vulnerabilities. But in terms of actually winning huge battles, we aren't going to have huge, vast numbers over there. There we go. Our garrisons are going out to these islands over here, just going to help the U.S. I mean, it's going to be a while probably before the whole Pearl Harbor thing happens and the U.S. Gets dragged into this war, and therefore we do. We may go and start the war before Pearl Harbor triggers, but just in case. We've got nothing else to do with our troops. I just want to make sure that these little islands stay secure. That's going to eat into our convoys a little bit, but not too much. I think we're going to be okay. Italy announces claims on Yugoslavian territory. Yeah, but Yugoslavia has already capitulated, so it's kind of a moot situation. What are you doing next? Unknown focus, naval rearmament, anti-fascist diplomacy. Well, you're already in a war against the fascists, so I don't know if you can be any more anti. So I can't do, you know, the inviting people to the faction, because the U.S. is the leader to that, so I'm not going to be able to do a lot of diplomatic manipulations, which is a little bit unfortunate. It would have been fun, I think, to work on that aspect, but we'll just work on our own internal stuff, use our political power to develop our cabinet and whatnot. I mean, we may not be able to pack tank. We got the light tank tech. I mean, do I want to keep going on the doctrine? Again, at some point, I think I'm going to get some discounts to doctrine stuff. Let's start on the quarter pounder. We got the 50% bonus over here, and it's actually going to be quite handy to do that. So since it's got a discount, let's go and rip that out now. Concentrated Industry 3 is very good for our industry. Engineering-wise, again, let's look for something that's got maybe a discount. You can get the Hurricanes. No discount there yet, which is a little unfortunate. Anything else that might get it? We could start on the medium tank tech, but I'm actually not sure if that's what we need, because we actually might really do best just keeping down the light tank tech as is and get some fast-moving units to try to take advantage of bonuses. We have no discount here. Yeah, I don't like this. We need marine tech as well, but... So as far as I can tell, we've got nothing that's got a discount right now. So I may as well just go ahead and take the next level of doctrine. And, big discounts there. Carrier models, which we don't want. Oh, we need the U.S. research bonus over here. Right, because we don't have the Commonwealth bonus anymore, and I guess we don't have one with the U.S. yet. I need to go and do that, and then we'll get a discount for the U.S. Now, it's 10% per person in the faction, which there's only ever going to be one person in the faction, so we're not going to get as... Well, that's not true. The U.S. might start inviting people. I have no idea if they will, but it'd be nice if they did. It's not like the Commonwealth bonus, which was like, you know, if you got enough people in there, you're talking about 30, 40, 50% discount from the Commonwealth research bonus, which was stupendous. The things we have lost from leaving the Commonwealth. Kids, don't try this at home. It's a bad idea. All right, wheat board is done. So now the question is, what do we do? This is just a 1x, a one-time research bonus for a lot of different things, but it's only going to apply once. There's some over here as well. I mean, we want to get some of these before we start to run out of stuff. These, God, 3 civilian factories. That is a lot. So yeah, the refuge for scientists, I don't know how critical it's going to be. The other thing to do is, how can we get down to the defense research grant sooner? Well, we need to be at war, because we need to go down this entire branch. There's not much to be done there. Polymer... Even more civilian factories, which is very, very good. Oh, man, and get rid of the ahead-of-time penalty. We could get the next tier of ships. Actually, let's figure this out here. If we look at the destroyer, we get the next destroyer in 1940. If we just normal research this, and then use the negative 100% ahead-of-time penalty for the early Algonquin class, we can start developing 1944 destroyers, probably get the first one fielded as early as 1941. And that's something. Okay, I'm not gonna rush to this right away, because we have to research 1940 first. Otherwise, this will eat the 50% ahead of time. Or the 50% research bonus. We don't want to use up the 50% research bonus. We want to use the 100% ahead of time thing. So, and that also means I don't necessarily have to rush these level 1 destroyers. So, we've got some research bonuses, which are also good. But I think what we actually want to do... Again, there's some research bonuses here. And it can actually help the US too. The sooner I grab this, they, on occasion will be ahead in one area because we focus in different directions, and so they might get a 10% discount. The overall that helps the faction a lot, but no, let's go and get some extra production. We can't do anything without the production. I mean, research is very good, but if we can't build anything, then it's kind of useless. And so the sooner we can build, the better. I don't have a lot of manpower right now, but we don't really have much in the way of conscription laws. Partial mobilization, volunteer only. Yeah, the free trade right now is fine because we're trading away more of our resources in exchange for maybe a few more factories. No, firm trade is 0. So is no one picking up our stuff? Exported. Current exports is nothing. Oh, okay. So these I think are available, but no one's actually importing that stuff. All right. I thought when it said the number of export, I thought that implied people were trading that away, but I guess it just reserves it for trade away instantly, and that's just that. I guess it just trades away to a global market, but no nation's actually buying it, so I don't get the factories. All right, quarter pounder is done. We've got this variant, which is fine. I'm not going to bother about the medium tanks. Maintenance company MPs. We'll get some discounts to signal companies later. And there's probably discounts to Marines, but there'll probably be some later ones. Let's go ahead and get that going so that we've got them unlocked. And outdated equipment in production. Oh, yes! We got our new ship. I love that pop-up. Or the new ship, the new artillery. Love the pop-up to let us know about the outdated stuff. So there we go. We'll start generating the quarter pounders, and that's going to be great. Quarter pounder with cheese. A Royale with cheese. Royale avec fromage. Okay, Netherlands going. What's happening at this front? I mean, we just know there's combat happening. Oh, Germany's pushing forward. I expect that will continue to be true. Yeah, still some more pushes. It is summertime, so what a good time for a push. I don't think things have moved much on the French front in a while. And now that Germany's actually interacting with the Soviet Union, they actually may have a hard time pulling troops over here. When it was just Poland, they may not have dedicated as many people to that particular front. But now I don't know. Germany's fighting a lot very early. China's capitulated. There's Japan. This is very early. The early war against the Western powers was probably fine for Germany. The early war with the USSR, even though the USSR is not super strong right now, is definitely slowing down their ability to go nuts. I don't know. Nothing for us to do but watch right now. Italy declares war on Albania, who joins the Allies, but Albania is going to fall pretty quick. Zog is defiant, though. How about Greece? Now, we could get into some of these wars. I could guarantee the independence of one of these countries. If I want to get in sooner, why don't I do that? I don't think we'd be threatened by it. And it'll unlock a bunch of good national ideas for not just me, but also the US. Let's guarantee the independence of Greece. We're finally going to start caring about what happens in Europe. Took us a little while. So we got some destroyers over there. I don't think I've got any idle destroyers yet. Nope. Nationalist Spain joins the Axis. Ooh. They don't always do that. But there they go. Albania's capitulated. Now the question will be Greece. So yeah, we're going to try to pull the US and really wake up the giant over here. War Plan Black. Which one is War Plan Black? It's against the German Reich. Embargo Germany. Yeah. Okay. Advanced machine tools. Excellent. There's some more efficiency. It's 39 across the board. You don't need the repairs yet. Encryption, decryption. We'll get some discounts to that later on. We could get some more air doctrines, but I mean, we're not even producing airplanes right now, so who cares, right? All right, let's go and get the M50 Rising over here. Get some Tier 2 infantry tech start to be produced. It's going to be a little bit later. And again, it'd be nice to get some more discounts from some ideas, but I've got to keep taking the national ideas to improve our production. I mean, tech is nice, but we're not building anything right now. All right, but we have these islands nicely secured. A French commune has capitulated. Oh yes, because National Spain got in there. Fall of Paris, the fall of Gibraltar. Field hospital tech is done. I don't think I need the mountain infantry or paratroopers. We're going to wait a little bit longer, not to get the ahead of time. Guess we'll get the first level of radio detection. German interest in Scandinavia. There's Denmark. Mine the Shield is done. We're going to follow that up with the Alberta Coal Town. Yeah. Norway joins the Allies. How about Sweden? What you going to do, buddy? You going to stay neutral? Neutral with quotation marks? Yeah, this is all going to get crushed pretty quick. I don't think, oh no, you're in it. Didn't know if the, if Belgium had been declared on yet. Anti-fascist diplomacy. Alliance with Spain. Well, that's already happened, so it's kind of moot. What's Japan up to? Naval base expansion. Mm-hmm. Home Guard, Pacific Garrison, and then the Canadian Theater. Right. Well, what I'm going to do with you guys is I'm going to get you... Do I want to position you out of Philippines? No. You're going to go... I'm going to tell you to garrison over here. What you're actually going to be is you're going to be my Marine invasion force. We might even just leave you as garrison-type units right now, because the assumption will be that the islands will be empty, the Japanese islands. But if we suddenly find ourselves in a war against Japan... Yeah, I'm going to wait for you guys to get there, and I'll set up a plan where we go and grab a bunch of these naval bases. Although we'll need some ships out here for some intel. I mean, the U.S. may have a bit of a presence, but probably not. So the question becomes, do I want to move my ships off my east coast over here? My 2 poor destroyers. Probably not. Yeah, probably not. Well, you know what? Yeah, I do, actually. Let me cancel your orders and tell you instead... Yeah, just do Eastern Micronesia. That's it. We'll try to take these islands here. 1 stack, lightweight, and there goes Belgium. That should go pretty quick. I mean, we can prepare ahead of time, which is good. Get some convoys over there, which is going to be fine, and hopefully go and just land the invasion. Now Germany's going to be able to focus everything on the Eastern Front against the Soviet Union, which is going to be really bad for the Soviets. The Quit India movement. Yet another doomed attempt at freedom. Intensified lately. Get the UK to leave India as soon as possible. You know, I think things are looking pretty good in this game for the fascists. I'm not gonna lie. It's looking pretty good for the fascists. Oy, we'll see how it goes. Could be that the only bastion of freedom left in the world will be the Americas. It'll be interesting to see if we can get more of the American powers into our alliance over here. Modify government. So, I mean, I'm not going to start recruiting yet. I'm on partial mobilization. Yeah, no, so these... Those are not the direction I want to go in yet. I don't need any of these sort of military staffers yet. Because it's just active attack. Another political advisor, perhaps, then. How about we get some more political power gain? Maybe a little late to invest in that, but I don't know, actually. I think we're okay. Alright, you over here. We're gonna, I'm gonna split you in half. And split you in half again. I mean, you know what? These are all gonna be singletons. Now, what's a little bit annoying about this is I just realized you can only mount 1 naval invasion per naval base. Yeah, that actually is kind of annoying. Get rid of your orders. So, like, naval invasion order from here to here. Lock in and go whenever there's a war. And then I can't do a second one from here. So I guess I could start one from here to there. Lock in and tell you to go whenever the war actually starts. And then certainly we'll have one from here to here. And then from here to there. So the idea, if we find ourselves in a war against the fascists, these very lightweight squads, they can't, if there's any opposition whatsoever, that's it. That's the end of their attack. But other than that, hopefully we can catch a few ports really early and then maybe even keep making these moves. Just surprise the Japanese. Fall of Hong Kong. And these are all Japanese, right? I'm not confused about colors. Right, well, some of them were UK, certainly. But okay. All right, but they're all held by Japan right now. It's even this, actually. It's a UK place, but they haven't taken it all. So we'll liberate some stuff, potentially for the Allies. Although we're in separate... I don't know if we'd flip the ownership back to the UK right away. I'm not certain. Fall of Kiev, a significant development indeed. German Reich continues to push east, hungrily and aggressively. Now, in the past, the AI Germany has never proven their ability to take the United Kingdom. Not the island of Great Britain, though. Like, is what I mean. So it'll be interesting to see if they can pull it off this time or not. Still would like some more destroyers over there. Alberta coal towns. Now, yeah, there is an interesting choice at this point. Because this will give us more recruitable people. This gives us even more recruitable people. Research bonus. Research bonus. Even more recruitable people. Or, and this is mutually exclusive, because you need send in the zombies over here. You need send in the zombies over here. Or we go here and get more production. Now, this is one of the following. So, the uranium mining, which is an interesting boost to nuclear, just needs one or the other. This needs all of the following for more factories. That's a little bit of oil. So really, okay. You know, all the following. So it doesn't need National Steel Car over here, which is good. So really, all we need National Steel Car. So we're choosing is over here we get 4 civilian factories and 3 military factories. So 7 more factories is a lot. If we go east, we get a bunch of manpower instead, which we are currently low on, although part of it is because of our current laws. I guess I'll hold off here until we know for sure what the deal is. I'm not going to commit to National Steel Car. The Alberta coal town was fine. I think what I'm going to do now is go ahead and grab the Halifax Shipyards, just so that we can build some more destroyers, which we need. We have some free civilian factory. Oh, we're done our queue. Really? When did that happen? That was sudden. Maybe some of these places filled up. That's entirely possible. We'd also build more naval bases, but... Well, we're definitely not building any more civilian factories. So we're going to queue up a bunch of military ones instead. So yeah, this is the Pacific Counterattack Theater. Fall of Rome. Wait, really? Ah! Go UK. Now, that'll probably get pushed back. It really depends on what has happened to the Italian fleet in here. Because if the Italian fleet got obliterated by the Allied fleet, then all of a sudden Italy's going to have a really hard time early on. But it seems unlikely that, yeah, that the Allies are actually going to be able to hold that. So we might be told about the fall of Rome more than once. We'll see how it goes. You're pushing there. How's Japan? Soviet Union's got a pocket of land over here. Not entirely sure. what developed over here, if they've just held that and the Japanese are surrounding or not, I don't know. So we're still guaranteeing Greece. Unknown focus. Yeah, we don't have any real spy tech going on. Battleship primacy. Oh, battleships are... I mean, carriers are better. Balkan strategy. That's interesting. Balkan strategy doesn't give you, like, a CB on Greece or something awkward like that, right? Find ourselves in a war. No. Sanction Italy, war with Italy. Yeah, no. Alright, just making some friends over here. So it'll be interesting to see when we get pulled into this. It'd also be really nice if we can get Mexico in on our faction. Free up some troops off this border. Help to protect all this coast a lot more as we work together. If we could unite all of the Americas together, that would be stupendous. Makes me wish I was the faction leader here. Maybe I should have played as the US. I don't know. Although AI Canada may not have broken away from the UK. United Kingdom announces Balkan Initiative. Okay, that's fine. We're still preparing over here. These guys should all get upgraded, potentially to Marines at some point. But again, I'm just, right now, the hope is just that they're all empty. If there's any fighting that actually has to happen, we're not going to be in a good position for that. We've got a bit of a stockpile of a few resources, which is good. Not a ton, but some is in there. Oh, we could even... I don't suppose there's an airbase over here. Not that I can tell. Like, I guess I could go into airbase mode and see a little bit more clearly. No. It'd be really great if the US built, like, just a single level airstrip over here that we could share, because you've got one in Hawaii. But that's it, because I would love naval bombers to be around here. Well, if we end up grabbing some territory over here that we have control, we'll almost certainly end up building an airstrip to just house our 24 very obsolete naval bombers, but they can still do a surprising amount of work for us against, you know, a couple of random ships here and there. Anyway, we're going to go and wrap up this episode here. Things are looking very good for the fascists, which is not particularly good for us, but we'll see what we can do. And we have promised to perhaps start to intervene in this war at this point. We'll see if we can drag the United States into the war a little sooner. Embargo Japan, excellent. Because I don't think they can do... Well, the world tension's high enough. It actually unlocks most things. They may not actually need to be in a war to unlock all the things at this point, but... I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Thanks for watching. See you next time.